Alright, welcome back to SoFlo TV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. You know, some feel like some is supposed to be at Jamaica. Yeah, man, involved in the cocaine trade in a big way. Because, and I say this because, not because I'm trying to encourage anybody to do anything illegal, but I feel like I would have take a little piece of the pie, if you know what I mean. And the reason being, honestly speaking, and I know a lot of people are gonna bash me, but me no business. Go argue with your mummer. Listen, I've been studying this for years. I'm a person who is all about creating generational wealth. And I've learned over the years that a lot of people who have now put themselves in positions of power and wealth started this way. Yeah, you can't argue with that. Go look it up. So, me I try to figure out which part me can get my little start in this. See? Now, this story had me very interested in how this business operates in Jamaica and what the penalties are for this type of thing happening. Now, it said Manchester, Jamaica. A businessman was fined more than $3 million in the Manchester Parish Court on Monday after he pleaded guilty to possession of cocaine that was valued at $11 million. Now, first of all, 53-year-old Sheldon Cameron was sentenced to pay $950,000 or he would face 6 months imprisonment. Remember, the amount of cocaine the man have is $11 million worth, right? Yet he was sentenced to pay $950,000 or he would receive 6 months imprisonment. Now, common sense kind of tells you that if this man is in possession of $11 million worth of cocaine, then I think $1 million or a little less than $1 million, 950,000, is only 1% of the 11 million he had, which is pretty easy for him to pay, or should be. He would have the connections to pay this and get out the way. No prison time. Now, if you ever get caught in the United States of America with $11 million worth of cocaine, we're going to get into that in a minute. But I can assure you that it won't be 6 months, right? So he pled guilty to the possession of the cocaine, and also in his possession was $2,375,000. $2,375,000. What this tells me is that the system said basically like this. Listen, Sheldon, give us some of your money and go on about your business. Yes, how much you have on you right now? Him said 2,375,000. Alright, how much worth of coke this? Them take the coke, them measure it up, them multiply street value, etc., etc. Them say, okay, you have $11 million worth of coke on you and you have $2,375,000 worth of money, cash, in your pocket on you right now. Since you plead guilty to the possession of the cocaine, you say, Sheldon, just give it $950,000 and go on about your business. But here what? You see, if you don't give it the $950,000, 6 months in prison we are going to give you. I want you to go over to the United States of America laws and see what somebody with 2 kilos of cocaine get caught inside the state of Florida, how much time they do in prison. Now, reports are that on February 11th of 2024, officers from the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division, they conducted an operation on Mr. Cameron's or Sheldon's property. Don't know who tell them say it dead. Don't know how they know to go and look into the man's property, but obviously somebody snitched. So they went in, they searched his vehicle. Them go straight to the vehicle, That means come in like somebody tell them say it did in, they don't. Yeah. So they went to the vehicle, they searched the vehicle, and voila! They found 2.3 kilos of cocaine hidden under the driver's seat of the vehicle. They seized the cocaine and they worked out that the cocaine was valued at around 70,000 US dollars, which amounts to 11 million Jamaican dollars in cash. Sheldon, or Mr. Cameron as he was called, was later charged with breaches of the Dangerous Drug Act. Mind you, They didn't catch him in the act of selling it or transporting it. It's sitting on him yard under the driver's seat of him vehicle. But the vehicle wasn't in motion going anywhere. So all this stuff could be argued in court and court of law. Now, head of the Firearms and Narcotics Division, Investigation Division, Superintendent Samuel Blake said, "This outcome underscores our dedication to combating organized crime and to ensuring that justice is served. We remain steadfast in our pursuit of those who threaten public safety." No evidence was offered against Mr. Cameron's co-accused, whose name is Nicola Monroe. A forfeiture hearing is set for January 30th of 2025 in the Manchester Circuit Court to address the seizure of assets that are related to the crime. So in other words, come January 30th, they're going to be looking to take away some of his property as well. Well, how much this house value? Which job you have that pay for this house? Kind of like the same way how they were supposed to apply it to the Prime Minister when the Integrity Commission is seeking to find out these hundreds of millions of dollars moving through these accounts, how he attained that much money and, you know, by what legal means, etc. That's why the Integrity Commission said they could not come up with a yes or a no if Andrew Holness illicitly enriched himself, because he has no good solid explanation for a set amount of money that they discovered that was moving through different accounts all belonging to him, right? We know this to be kind of like setting up shell accounts and then bouncing the money here, there, and there, kind of like making it hard for anyone to track that money. Now, I'm not saying that's what Andrew did. I'm just saying that the Integrity Commission did their investigations and they have tabled their findings to say they cannot tell if his corruption him use make himself rich. Right? Then there's a law that was in place that was supposed to be put out there for everybody. Politicians, those at the higher upper echelons, and regular Jamaican citizens, where you would have to state where you get all your riches from. Suddenly, they want to put that on the back burner and do away with it for a minute, because they're claiming that we have more pressing issues to deal with in Jamaica. Now, back to this case here now with Mr. Sheldon and this $11 million worth of cocaine, and him only being offered 6 months in jail or $950,000 and you walk free. I'm looking at this from many different angles. I'm saying to myself, if there's anywhere in the world that you want to be corrupted and become wealthy, I'm not saying you have to be corrupted for the whole days of your life. Just corrupt. Me just want to be corrupted long enough to get super wealthy and then flip my money into some, yeah, me I talk the truth, and flip my money into some clean money and then go about my business, because it seems like this is the place to be to do it. Jamaica is the place to be to do it. Possession of cocaine in the state of Florida, where I live, right? Let me give you a good example. Possession of cocaine in the state of Florida is considered a Schedule II controlled substance, and it is a third-degree felony to possess less than 28 grams of cocaine. For those of you under the metric system, you know that 28 grams is a far cry from 2.3 kilograms of cocaine. A Schedule II drug is considered to have a high potential for abuse due to severe psychological or physical dependency, and its use is severely restricted in medical treatment. Now, with that said, it is illegal to be in possession of a certain amount of it, to the degree of even a small amount of it. Possession of 28 grams or more of cocaine is prosecuted as trafficking in cocaine dealings in the United States of America, in the state of Florida, where I am located. Importantly, the weight is not determined by how much pure cocaine is in a mixture, but by how much the mixture containing the cocaine weighs. So for instance, right, if them say mix up a whole heap of baking soda and baby powder and flour and whatever you want to mix with that cocaine, if you only had, say, 28 grams of real cocaine and the rest a pound and a half of white sugar or flour or baby powder, the law would not care in the state of Florida. As long as there is cocaine in that mixture when they test it, you would be charged with however much that mixture weighs as cocaine. Got it? Right. Now, the potential for you to be prosecuted, the crime of possession of cocaine, third degree felony in Florida, and is punishable by up to anything over 28 grams, is punishable by 5 years or more in prison in the United States of America with a $5,000 fine. So, me not understand how in Jamaica them charge $950,000 to the person and then say 6 months in prison or jail if you don't pay the $950,000. Remember, I know this is somebody that they caught with over $2 million, almost $2.5 million in cash and $11 million worth of cocaine. And you're telling him, if you pay me $950,000, this all goes away. Now, come January of 2025, we're going to be looking at, should we be taking away some of your assets? Because we believe that some of your assets were bought using cocaine money. Now, back to the state of Florida, though. Possession of cocaine in Florida is assigned a level 3 offense. Severity ranking under Florida's Criminal Punishment Code, and a judge may sentence a person who is convicted of possession of cocaine to probation, but they may also impose a sentence that is up to the statutory maximum of 5 years in prison, depending on the amount. Now, we're talking about 28 grams here, right? So even with 28 grams, you can get up to 5 years in prison, or you can get sent on probation, depending on if you are a repeat offender, they're always catching you with it, or if you are a convicted felon who is out on probation and them catch you with it, or if they catch you with a gun in your possession at the same time when this cocaine is found on you, etc., etc. A bunch of things go into the factor of under 28 grams, how you get sentenced. However, if it is over 28 grams, you go into prison almost for sure. Now, in addition to that, they also suspend your driver's license. Now, remember, I know if they're going to lock you up in prison for 5 years, obviously you're not going to need a driver's license, and your driver's license is only going to be suspended for about 6 months. So you still have 4.5 years to go, where your driver's license will be out of suspension and you will be able to drive when you get back home, providing that you go get it reinstated. There are ways to beat this case also, or should I say arguments that can be carried out in a defensive mode. Constructive possession, illegal search and seizure, lack of knowledge, legal disposal, overdose defense, temporary possession. Let me give you some scenarios here. So if the cocaine was found in a place where more than one person had access to that place, the prosecutor would have to comply with the law of constructive possession, which requires that the prosecutor has to prove the following 2 elements before you can be convicted. 1, that you have knowledge of the cocaine's presence in that place. Remember, I know a whole heap of other people go there, so anybody could put it there. But if the prosecutor could prove that you have knowledge of the cocaine being there, then you in trouble. And they will also have to prove that dominion and control over the cocaine, which means more than the mere ability to reach out and touch the cocaine. In other words, dominion and control over the cocaine. So you were stopped while driving a friend's car. The police found cocaine in the glove box. They would be able to convict you of possession of cocaine unless they had some proof that you knew that the cocaine was present. You're in your friend's car. It is not your vehicle. So more than likely that cocaine belongs to the owner of the vehicle, right? Right. Now, here's another scenario. You were driving your car. You had a friend with you in your car. The friend then takes his personal bag of cocaine and places it at his feet in the car. The police then stops you. see your friend's bag and arrest you and the friend, they should be unable to convict you for possession of cocaine, because even though you knew that the cocaine was there, your friend is the only person who exercised dominion and control over the cocaine. You understand? It is at his feet, it is in his possession kind of thing, even though it is in your car, but it is in his bag and you're giving him a ride in your car. It kind of gets a bit complicated either way. But if you're in Jamaica, it seems like you don't have to worry about them, the kind of complications there, because I've seen people with a whole lot more than 2.3 kilos of cocaine actually get slapped on the wrist, find some money, and sent on their way. So what I want you to do is tell me in the comment section below, do you think it's a good choice to actually head to Jamaica and get involved in this trade? It seems like it's a lucrative trade. I mean, I understand the risks that are associated with this trade, but those risks are not there in Jamaica. In Jamaica, when them catch you, you pay a money and you get let go. And even the people who don't get let go, they actually pay what? Them get what? 6 months? Now, come on now. 6 months in prison is boys camp compared to you being sentenced in the US. You know, so there's people in the United States of America who are doing 15, 20, and 30 years and even more for possession of cocaine with intent to distribute with their charge, right? And those people look upon them and say, boy, I bet I did kill 2 people, yeah, man, because we got murderers in here that's about to do their whole sentence and get out before you do. I want y'all to think about this. Catch me in the comment sections where I will answer your questions, as many as I can, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's SoFlo TV. I'm out. Peace.